Alright, is Kaiju Alpha a good game? I'll say it's complicated, just to start off with, because honestly, the game has a lot of good and a lot of bad about it. I'm going to start off with the bad, because I'm just going to get it out of the way, but starting off, there is a lot of AI slop in the game. I mean, not that much, but it is present in the game. As you can see when you click on the game's profile, I mean, it's right there. You don't have to look for it. It's literally right there in the advertising for it, which obviously isn't good. AI slop isn't good. AI isn't good. So, yeah, not good. The balancing. The balancing. This game does not have good balancing. I'll say that. It really does not. Most of the kaiju are pretty ass. I will give them that they have been improving on the balancing, at least recently. A lot of kaiju are a lot better now, but still, the game is mostly endgame focused when it comes to balancing. If you're not playing as an endgame, you're not going to get the top experience, which is unfortunate. The movesets, they are not creative. They are not creative at all, at least for a lot of cases. Millennium is probably the best example. It's quite literally just KU's moveset for Millennium, but it's in Kaiju Alpha. That's it. Not very creative, if you ask me. Stealing. So, yeah, there's that. The models are not good, at least in a lot of cases. I will say that they also have been improving as time is going on, but they are still not good, at least in a lot of cases. If a kaiju is not an endgame or is not super hyped, typically the model will not be good. And even then, there's still cases where the model isn't good regardless. For example, Final Wars. Final Wars was hyped, yet the model was still lackluster. Also, there's a bunch of drama in the community or something, because apparently there's the owner's a pedophile or something. I don't know. I don't care about drama shit too much, but that is apparently a thing. And obviously, if that's true, that's obviously very bad. But I don't know if it's true. It could just be rumors. It could just be stuff from a long time ago. I don't know. But I know that drama in it of itself exists in the community, and that's obviously not good. The game is pretty much also nostalgia bait, which is a good and a bad thing, but mostly a bad thing, because it could have been something it's original, but it chose to stay safe and not spread out to anything new, and chose just to be basically just a revitalized version of old KU, which is basically what it is in terms of gameplay and in terms of models, honestly, too. So, yeah, I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not completely bad, because that means people still get to experience what old KU was like, which is good, because you can't do it now, obviously, since old KU is no longer present because of a certain company, which is completely reasonable by the company, by the way. I think you know who I'm talking about, but Toho, anywho. Also, the game is pay to win. Oh no, never could have seen that coming from a Roblox game. Oh wow. Yeah, it's pay to win. Burning Godzilla being the most obvious example, being ridiculously overpowered. Also, you can buy levels, which is not a good thing in any kind of game. So, yeah, I mean, Burning Godzilla, like I said, is ridiculously overpowered. It can kill basically anything in the game if you just go into the water and start beam spamming, so there's that. But that's about all I have to say about the bad. I'll talk about the good now. The updates, they are very consistent and very common. This is not the kind of game that's going to take 5 months to update, which is a good thing, which means people always have something to grind for or just to do in general, which is a very good thing. I'll give them that. And I will say, like I mentioned before, the models and the balancing have been improving. They're still not good, but they have gotten a lot better than they were a month ago. Speaking of which, if this was made a month ago, this video, it just would have been a bad game. There would be no question about it. It would just have been a bad game. There would be no argument or anything other than that, which is good. That is meaning the game is getting better, which is good. The grinding is also very reasonable compared to other games, specifically KU, which is good because that means you don't have to spend a lot of time getting things that are actually viable in combat, i.e. the end games and the late games. The gameplay is also good, at least it's somewhat good in the way that it's simple and easy to play for basically anybody, because it basically just boils down to mashing buttons for 90% of the roster, with a few exceptions, such as maybe Space Godzilla, because you gotta, you know, use your fly mode, use your crystal mode, whatever. But that is good. That is good. The roster is huge. I mean, I don't need to explain why. When the game updates, like every 2 or 3 days in some occasions, then you're gonna have a big roster. So you can basically play as whatever you want. There's most of the kaiju you would know are in the game. I mean, there's even Pacific Rim kaiju. I mean, one, but you know, there still is a Jaeger in the game, which is also cool. The map is also pretty decent, to be honest. The buildings are pretty well made, and they have pretty good destruction in general. They're pretty good. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. The game is just pretty mediocre in general. It's a very middle ground game. Like, it's not very good, but it's not very bad. It's if I had to put it in like a tier list, it would be like a B tier, like a solid, like a low to mid B tier game, which is not bad. And if give this game like maybe another 6 months, maybe even a year, I think this game could be really good, honestly. I think with how much they've been improving recently, I think the game could honestly be pretty good after some time. So that's all I have to say. Yeah, see ya.